Hello and welcome to our debate on Talking Europe. I'm Armand Georgian at the European Parliament in Brussels. Imagine using an EU-wide app to pay your bills, check in at an airport, rent a car, or upload a medical file. You log in with a unique lifelong ID number. To some, this probably sounds very convenient, much like traveling easily across borders with a digital COVID certificate that's recognized everywhere. To others, it's the stuff of nightmares, a digital prison of permanent surveillance and control. Either way, plans for an EU digital identity are coalescing, with a common toolbox expected to be unveiled this September. To debate this measure, I'm joined by Carlos Zorinho, a Portuguese MEP from the Socialist and Democrat Party. Welcome to you.
Yeah,
and also Mikuláš Peksa, a Czech MEP from the Pirate delegation at the Group of the Greens European Free Alliance. Welcome to you.
Thanks for the invitation.
Gentlemen, just to get your thoughts first, what do you think is the reason why this digital wallet is being proposed? What's the real agenda here?
I think the real agenda is to facilitate the life of the citizens. It's true that most of the European citizens have the digital identity wallets in his phones. But what is new now is that it's an European tool and an integrated tool. And that means interoperability. That means to put different countries and different administrations working together. That means European values embedded, human-centered approach, data protection, cybersecurity, and improve the digitalization of the public services, and also to make a strong investment in digital skills.
But for users, the main argument for you is about convenience. At the moment, there's too many different logins, too many different systems.
Okay, it's convenient for users, but it's also convenient for the European Union, from the European economy, from the European science, because we need data in Europe. And you need data in a different perspective. You need data in a secure collection method. I propose a data deal. That means Europeans give data in an anonymous manner, but they receive in exchange better services, better use of all this data to achieve what they want. And this is only to underline that, there are a big difference between Europe and, for instance, China, India, and other competitors, because in these countries, this process captures the identity of citizens. Here, you are giving to the citizens his identity to use as they wish.
Mikuláš Peksa, is this, as some have said, a Chinese-style system that is somehow being imported into Europe with this digital wallet?
That very much depends, because first of all, this is a crucial enabler for whatever digital market services we want to provide, public services we want to provide, whatever we want to do digitally. But there is one big but. It very much depends on the architecture of the system. If the system is good created or organized, then we of course can provide those services to the citizens. However, if we create a single centralized database, then we really create this sort of like Orwellian dystopia, where basically all the data will be connected at one place, provided to some sort of like a big brother. And maybe this is not intentional or on purpose, but simply if you approach the creation of the architecture of the system in a wrong way, it will be the outcome, even if unintended. And that could be very dangerous and very problematic, because we see that exactly in China. I mean, like, Chinese government is collecting all the data from all their citizens to a single place to be able to evaluate on them, to assess that, do the data mining using very efficient artificial intelligence to get profile of each of the citizens, to find out who is loyal to the existing political representation of the country. And those who are not loyal, they are oppressed. And that's the problem, and that's something we should never, ever allow in Europe.
So your party has proposed several measures to make sure that the data isn't stored in a central place. How do you do that, though? Because the data is going to be shared. You know, if I was to use this wallet to rent a car in another country or log into a local government website in wherever country it is, that data is going to be traveling and be kept somewhere else, isn't it? That it's not going to stay on my phone.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, like, Pirate Party is the party who is specifically dedicated for digital policies in order to ensure and protect citizens' rights in the fundamental way in the digital world. What we want to do and what we can technically use is quite often like the decentralization and, let's say, the asymmetric cryptography. Quite often you don't need to collect all the information at one place. You just need the users to be able to verify their identities or certify it using the asymmetric cryptography, using the information they have, to just provide specific certificates or the information to get verified into the system without collecting everything at a single place.
What do you make of that idea?
I think that the idea and the concept of a network is absolutely crucial. I was shadow rapporteur in Digital Europe program, and we worked to have, for instance, digital hubs in different countries, a network of knowledge, a network of development, and also this digital identity wallet will be built using the national data, the national systems, and it's very important also to give to the citizen the capability to make his single authentication and also to verify every time the data, how is used the data they provide to the system. And also the project that you have now to develop common data, common shared data for health, common shared data platforms for energy, common shared data platforms for instance, in the DMA, I was also rapporteur to regulate the digital markets. All of that, all of this concept of network, it's a way to reduce the risks, because in the digital and in the big databases and with interoperability, we need to put also cybersecurity to have the capability to verify what is doing with interoperability and to avoid the capture of the big data to make bad things.
Are you hearing anything reassuring there from our colleague about guarantees to avoid collection of data?
I would love to hear much more differentiating between, let's say, the personal data and the non-personal data. Non-personal data, like the information about public transport, temperatures, weather, whatsoever, they should be shared and should be accessible to all the citizens and all the businesses. But the private data, the personal data of each of the citizens shall be very much protected, because they define your personality in the digital space and basically of whole your life nowadays. So I mean, like, anyone can assess on your consumer's habit or political opinions or whatsoever based on what you are doing in the internet. Yeah. That's why those data shall be protected very carefully, and that's what, let's say, our dispute is in all those discussions. Because I mean, I understand your effort to improve the digital economy, but you should always be very much careful about protecting the citizens' privacy, because here in this discussion we need to distinguish.
You need to combine the two, because I think it's not a very good idea to tell to European citizens that, okay, they will be completely protected, and it's important that they will be completely protected, but they lost the global competition, economic competition with other countries, because now data is the engine of the new economy, and it's important to combine the two, and it's possible technically to combine the two. Because, for instance, some search engines use your personal data and use your personal identity. I don't want to use your personal data and your personal identity. I want to, in this digital model, you have your identity is yours, only yours. For the system, it's anonymous, it's global, it's statistics.
One final response to that, because we don't have much time.
I used to work as a system administrator, and my personal experience is, if you put the data on one place, there is always slight chance that someone will hack it and steal the data. If you do not put all the data at one heap, there is not this possibility. So let's not do that.
But with the single authentication, and when the owner of the key to open the data is the citizen, this is really different. And if you not have that, there are a lot of enterprises, private enterprises, that in your normal business will do that in a different perspective. I think this is important to have this perspective. I was also rapporteur of the Wi-Fi for You initiative. There are two phases. The first phase is a big success. We launched 80,000 connection points in all Europe and so on. And the second phase is to have a single authentication and to create an European portal for services. I think now with the new technologies, creating this European digital identity wallet is also to create a portal for citizenship, for all Europeans to have access in an inclusion manner to the digital transition. I think there are risks, there are advantages, there are threats, but I think the final result is positive for citizens.
We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much to both of you for getting us into this very important debate, which obviously is going to change our lives in profound ways, with a material identity essentially going away and a digital identity really defining how we see ourselves as human beings. So thank you to both of you for getting us into this debate. Carlos Zorinho from the Socialists and Democrats, and Mikuláš Peksa from the Pirate Party. That's all for this edition. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.